There is a part of the world called window 1040. Has it ever occurred to you that 2/3 of the world's population lives there and that only less than 1% of the population have ever heard of the saving grace of Jesus Christ? One of the greatest challenges in this region is that the gospel cannot be preached there publicly, and those who do it face life-threatening situations. Today we are here to listen to the case of young Paul and Silas, who live in a small village in this part of the world. They are being accused of sharing the love of Jesus.
All rise for the honorable judge.
Thank you, Bailiff. Everyone, please be seated. Thank you, everyone. Today we are here to try the case of Paul and Silas versus Skeptic. I see that you're all present, so let's begin. We'll begin with opening remarks from the prosecution.
Good morning, Your Honor. We are here this morning in response to a serious situation. I represent Skeptic, and we are concerned that the defense is acting way beyond his ears. The Bible tells us that there is a time for every season, but the defense does not seem to see this fact. The prosecution intends to show that the defense is witnessing without being trained. He is not ready or prepared to share the gospel. He is merely a child. Thank you.
Thank you very much, prosecutor. It is now time for the opening remarks from the defense. You may proceed when ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. While I respect my opponent, I must say that her intentions are not good. My clients are guilty of one thing, being so in love with Christ that his story must be told. My clients' ages do not matter. The level of training is not important. When God calls you to go, you have to be ready. We will show just that. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you to the both of you. It is now time to hear the prosecution's arguments. Ms. Dama, you may call your witnesses.
The prosecution calls Paul and Silas to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Paul and Silas, could you please tell the court how old you are?
I am Paul, and I am 10 years old.
And I am Silas, and I'm 10 years old.
Do you know why we are here today?
Yes, you don't think we are ready to serve God. You think we are too young.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Children your age can't be really ready to serve God.
But I'm ready. I met Jesus. He's my very best friend. When I pray to him, he makes me strong. Just like the song that says, I can't hide his light under a bushel. I'm gonna let it shine.
So are you telling me that you are really old enough to serve God? Are you telling me that Jesus has called you to his service? That you are qualified?
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecutor is badgering the witness.
Sustained. Counselor, please use caution and don't let your emotions get away with you.
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies. How can you possibly understand what it means to serve God, to be ready?
Yes, I can understand the Bible because Jesus gives me wisdom. There is a verse, we learned it last month as our memory verse.
It's James chapter 1 verse 5. And it says, if any of you need wisdom, ask for it, and it shall be given to you. God is generous and does not correct you for asking. He did not say grown-ups. It said anyone. That includes me, you, and everyone else.
So are you suggesting that you can understand the scriptures? Oh, excuse me. Perhaps you don't understand that word. I mean, the Bible?
I read my Bible. It's the one you gave me for my birthday last year. Oh, you've forgotten when you came over to my party.
A simple answer will do. I can understand why you feel this way about this verse, but are you suggesting that the Holy Spirit speaks to you, gives you wisdom? A yes or no answer will suffice.
Yes.
So, are you suggesting that that God speaks to you through the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe. Why are you so special? It's never happened before.
It has happened before. The Bible tells us about Samuel. When God spoke to him, he answered, I am ready. The same spirit that talked to Samuel and speaks to you will also speak to me and my friend. And it does.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. These children obviously do not understand what they're saying. This is the case for the crazy court.
Defense, do you have any questions for the witnesses?
Yes, if it pleases the court. Silas, how did you learn about Jesus?
Well, my mom and dad talk about God a lot, and also they pray with me every day.
Anyone else?
My Sabbath school teacher, TJ Kisukwa, and the pastor give us activities that go along with it. He's the one that told me that when God calls you, you should always be ready.
Tell me what that means, to be ready.
It means we all need to keep thinking of Jesus. We all need to do that. Jesus has all the answers. There is nothing that I go through that he can't answer.
When I get hurt, my mom and dad pray with me for Jesus to help me feel better. To be ready means I share it with my friends and even some adults. To be ready means that when people look at the things I do, they look at the things that Jesus would have done.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all the questions I have for now.
The defendants may step down. Ms. Prosecutor, you may begin your final statements.
Well, it seems to me that these children have said enough to show that they're not ready for the real world. How can a child be ready to serve God? How can that happen? How can a Holy Spirit speak to a child? Well, it just can't be done, and that's all there is to that. Paul and Silas need to know their place, and that is sitting quietly beside their parents and waiting until they are old enough to be baptized. Everyone who knows anything will agree with me.
We'll now hear the defense.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I'd like to allow Paul and Silas to give the closing arguments.
Well, this is quite irregular, but if you have that much faith in your clients, then go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Paul.
And my name is Silas.
We are members of your church. Jesus is not only our best friend, he's the reason we are going to live in heaven someday.
Jesus teaches me about himself, God, and the Holy Spirit through the Bible. I read it every day. Jesus, I am ready to tell you. I am ready to tell you today.
I'm ready to stand up and tell it to my friends and even some strangers that Jesus loves them. Jesus is in heaven building a mansion for each of us. Every day here on earth is like a battle. We're fighting for Jesus. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to work for him.
Order in the court. Everyone, please be seated. Paul and Silas, the court has heard your response to these questions, and it is my opinion that there are no charges against you.
Yay!
I pray that you're ready, because if we don't share the gospel, the very rocks will cry out. Be ready, and God speed you in your ministry. Court is adjourned.
All rise.